us. And as you can see, it is raining outside. Jean brought our tractor up. Chris? Husband abuse there. I got that on camera.
Did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't. And here is our sign. And it is 11:30 and 11:20. It's still raining.
Somebody's turned the phone on here.
I would just ask if you couldn't be together. But then when we get back
There's the new sign. Part of the Rainy Parade. This is 1994 Heritage Parade getting in preparation. Over here is the Ohio Gorge Show, Mount Gayed. Gonna be pulled by that van. Farmall C, I believe it is. Gonna pull a little trailer, re-elect Mary Holtree. There is a old timer, number 34, gonna be in the parade. Wagon, Wayne Grange, just over into Knox County on 95. Gonna be pulled by a 4x4. I don't see your number, but that's okay. All Grange mules gonna be in the parade. Who are you? You're Harold's grandson, Joe. What's your last name? Frame. Do that again. Who is this one? Okay, he's got them all named. Scarborough. And this horse yours?
Yeah.
Has it got a name? Okay. Hi. There's our little Fiat convertible. Hi there.
Hi there, how are you today?
Good. There's Eleanor Smith. Is this the Republicans or the Democrats?
I think it's the Democrats.
Okay. What year is this? 57?
57.
Huh?
That's a 57.
That's what I said, 57.
57, that's a 66.
66. You're looking at Mike on this side and Jake on the other side, and we'll go on back, and there's Bill Van Horn.
How are you, Everett?
And got his whole tribe in there. I see. Is that you, Mom, back there? Yeah.
91 years old.
Okay. Bessie, is that you?
In there, sitting there.
Who's over here? Oh, Lynn. Hi.
Troop 50, or Pack 52, Chesterville, Ohio.
Pack 52, Chesterville, Ohio. Who's behind the flag? Oh, there he is.
That's Troop 52.
Oh, that's Troop 52. Who's that guy in the blue coat back there?
He's a helper.
A helper, okay.
340 Plymouth Duster.
Where you live at?
Over by about 7 miles outside Chesterville, going towards the freeway.
Going towards the freeway. Okay, what's your name?
Isaiah Jordan.
Pretty nice car. There, and tell me who you are. Loud.
Oh, okay.
You already did.
Mark our way from K98.3, driving the van today.
Driving the van today. And where are they from? Actually,
Fredericktown.
Fredericktown. Okay, thank you. 6 Silver King, Cecil Simmons. Who's going to drive it? Is he going to drive it?
I want to, but you won't let me.
You're getting ready, aren't you? You're on camera. This is your Ford? What year is it? A 50? Is that an 8N? Okay. What kind of group you going to have in it?
That's Webb's grandkids.
Webb's grandkids. Oh, I thought they were going to pull it with horses. Morrill County Antique Tractor Association. And there's I don't know, they're got to hook a bicycle onto it, okay. This new truck. We went down yesterday and got a bid on it. Terry's sitting in there. Trapper, where you live at? Right here in town? Okay, you're in it every year, aren't you? Pretty much. Thank you. Community Fire Department. This is their tanker, I believe, or one of them. Fire truck. Where are you from?
Moringa.
Moringa. You, the ponies, got a name?
Bert and Buttercup.
Bert and Buttercup. Which one's Bert? The one to my left?
Bert's over there.
Bert's on the right. Where you live? Right outside of Moringa?
Out 170.
Okay, thanks.
My name is Ben Daniel, and this is Susie.
Susie?
We're from Heartland Stables, and we're also associated with the Heartland Bed and Breakfast.
Now, where's that at?
We're about 2 miles south of Chesterville.
South?
Township Road 190 and County Road 179.
What's your last name?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel, yeah. The lady that owns the Heartland Bed and Breakfast is Doreen Henshin.
Dwayne?
Doreen Henshin.
Oh, okay.
She's the one that owns the place.
How old is the horse?
The horse is 9 years old.
9 years old.
9 years old.
Thank you. Smith. 1929 Model A Coupe. Smith. I don't know. I might not have had that on.
Spanish red horses, and he's a Polish Arabian.
Okay, and you say it's D&D Stables? Headed down towards Squires Lakes? Where?
No, County Road 121.
County Road 121.
121. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You didn't break the flags off. Good. This is Sealover Public Library's Story Hour. Be the Republicans, Young's gonna drive it, and there's Mary. Wave at me. How about that? Hey, there you go. Is your whole family in here, Bob?
Wait for Mr. Rock, time on.
Hi. Hi, kids. Oh, look at that. Elect Daddy for auditor. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Good luck to you.
I'm Stephanie. I'm John.
Okay, what's your last names?
Peter.
You're all Hinkles?
Peter.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm not hearing you. Say it again.
Peter.
Oh, okay.
Ryan's Press.
I need a hearing aid. There's the outstanding real estate realtor in the county, Pat Nauman. Does such a fine job. There's Paul. He's building up quite a business. What are you saying, Pat?
Am I going to be on TV?
Yep. This is it, kid. There't Kim. She just let us down and left the school.
No, I got smart.
She got a lot of things to do at home. About Kelly
She's 3 years old. It was hard to see.
today.
No, she's just
Oh.
3.
Well, who's this guy standing here trying to get in the water? Is your name George?
Fullback, Mount Gilead.
Oh, really?
Not. 3 back. 3 back. 4 back, 5 back.
5 back.
L back.
Way back.
Way back.
3. Pops, Dolly, and we won't even talk about cigarettes. Who are you? Okay, and you're working today? You the only one that's holding down this big store?
Well, somebody's coming in at 3.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, thank you. How about that? Right on time. They just blocked off the road, and here comes the parade. How about that? Coming right down through there.
I'd like to welcome you all to the Chesterville 1994 Heritage Days.
Street's pretty empty right now, because it was just raining about 15 minutes ago. These people That's our fire department. It's a subdivision of the Fredericktown Fire Department. Fredericktown brought their big truck over. There's some kind of an honor guard. I don't know for sure what we got. There's Bauer Smith, I guess they say.
Look here, Colby. Grand Marshal.
Sealover Public Library. Some of the kids that participated in the... Hi, Luann.
I don't know.
Way over there, Sealover Public Library, and here comes Harold Crane. There's Phyllis, and some of the others. Shout to pull her banner up over. Pull your banner up a little higher so they can read it. Your banner. That's it. Way up here comes the troop, comes the pack in the front and a troop in the back. Chesterville Boy Scouts. For Commissioner. Here comes the Republican, Democrats. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I don't know what Pat's doing, but Patty Denman. Hey, man, let's get that top down. Hey, yeah, put that top down. Hey, look at that trophy. That's good. He won't put his top down. Surprise us and put yours down. Simmons is 46 Silver King. These are all Bud Webb's grandkids.
Great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Hi, Andy!
Nice little team of ponies. I got their name and everything before. Bob Hinkle. Here comes Terry with his new bed. Different truck.
Hi, Nathan! Where's the name? They're trying to find a wayward son.
Nice outfit.
Oh, you'll be all right. I think it's probably over now. Did we get a trophy or what? All right. Well, you guys look pretty Very nice.
B&B Stables from Chesterville. Linda Dillon on Kurt, Andy Dillon on Jessica, and Amy Buck on Red. Was a few extras there. Clever Library holds preschool story hour each Friday for children aged 3 to 5 years of age. For the convenience of parents, the 1-hour program is at 10:30 and held again at 12:30. Mrs. Carnegie leads the children in stories, crafts, and songs to help develop and nurture the toddlers' love for books and the library. Pre-registration is not required. Best school entry, Say Lover Library. The Ohio Gourd Show, the Ohio Gourd Society is bringing afloat. First attendant, Tara Linneberry, is a junior at Mount Gilead High School. Welcome to Chesterville, Tara. Gourd Show is held the first weekend. A variety of young bicyclers joining us today. Russell Kempton is driving his team this morning and this afternoon, and with him is our Grand Marshal for the parade, Ms. Nina Burns. Nina, her brother Ralph, and his wife Lolita are with her. Nina has been a lifetime member of this community and an active member of the Chesterville United Methodist Church, as well as several other activities. We're thrilled to have Nina as our Grand Marshal. Well deserved. Let's see if I can find all these names here. Pauline Ryle, Mary Holtree, Bill Young. 1995 pickup was donated by, or loaned anyway, by Carol Howard. Bonnie Hall is with it, and Carol Nichols. We have others?
Mary Holtree.
I got Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Don Staley is with him. Okay. Scarborough wins Best Overall Rider and Horse. Riding her horse, Subi.
Mayor's Award donated by Jerry Bloomfield.
And Kyle Scarborough, right behind her, riding his bike his grandfather gave him, decorated today.
Yeah. Say something smart.
Reading program this year was Little House on the Prairie School Days. Step into the spotlight and read. We had 160 students register from kindergarten through 6th grade for 4-week programs, including Ronald McDonald Magic on the old front porch. Proud of our students in the spotlight on super readers. Sure to stop by the library and see their names displayed. Hunt's Marathon. Lee Strauss and Lodge from Fredericktown wins Best Adult Organization Float.
Trophy donated by the Leaf Restaurant.
Wayne Roach is driving his 1928 Model A today, representing the United Methodist Church of Chesterville. And Queen, the Reverend Albert E. Miller and his wife Pauline Miller from Mount Gilead. Mr. Horace Chapman driving the 1962 Mercury. Glad to have you with us. With the King and Queen and their court. The little king this year is Justin Smith. And the little queen is Emily Albertson. We'd like to also, right behind them then is Joe Frame and Queen Janelle Scarborough. Riding in the wind with the little king and queens are their attendants and Laura Kies. Entry.
Hunt's Marathon Station.
On their bikes and on their roller skates, all decorated with balloons. Next, they're sponsored by the Chesterville United Methodist Church and are led today by Cookmaster Jane Clausen. Please join the Scouts as they hold their first annual Rain Gutter Regatta at 2 o'clock this afternoon behind the Mayor's house. They will also be selling popcorn, lemonade, and light bulbs. Come see how much fun Scouting can be. The best juvenile organization.
Trophy donated by Chesterville Grocery.
Chesterville Church is very proud to sponsor the youth of this community. Harold Neptune from Mount Gilead, ready for re-election for county commissioner on the Democratic ticket. Nice car. The Morrow County Democrats. Driver Don Weaver. Granddaughter Jackie Weaver.
Oh, granddaughter.
Granddaughter, that's what he said, Jackie Weaver. And granddaughter Bethany. Where's Bethany?
She's in the car.
She's in the car with, oh. You gotta write the cars if you want me to read them right here. Order Peggy. Driving their 1957 Chevy, best antique car.
Donated by Mount Gilead Truck Plaza.
Dan and Karen Frost and family are in their 1966 Imperial. Bill Van Horn and his family bring their traditional wagon through the streets of Chesterville. Best and fanciest buggy hitch, Bill Van Horn. Bill Van Horn has graciously offered his buggy for the Heritage Day tour starting tomorrow afternoon.
Trophy donated by Squires Dorset.
Isaiah Radio Van, Mark Irway driving. King 46, Silver King. Tractor, best antique tractor.
Trophy donated by Mount Gilead Truck Plaza.
He's got quite a crew in the back. I think most of them are related. Driving their wagon and ponies. The best horse-drawn wagon.
Nature's Plant Food Company.
And from the Robinson Farm, driving a Ford 350. There's Terry and Nathan and Debbie and Taylor and Kelsey. Jerry Emmons, the winner of the most original entry.
Trophy donated by Chesterville Sand and Gravel.
Ben Daniel is riding Susie. Ben comes from the Heartland Stables Bed and Breakfast south of Chesterville. Welcome. And a late entry in the parade. The Honorable Doc Chester coming to make his name be known. I'll be darned, and Mrs. Chester has come to visit. Oh, look, those dogs were Mexican hairless last week. After a little bit of Doc Chester's elixir, my, look at those dogs now. 94 Heritage Day Parade. I'm sorry we didn't have a band, but you'll all just have to go home humming a tune to yourself.
That's going to play and sing.
How you doing, Jer? You got anything smart to say?
It's gonna rain.
Ah!
We didn't have an arrangement for this, so Kristen arranged it for us. We got a nice little band here. He's real interested. Something off in the river. sign, which is called A Certain Smile. So that I didn't know because I'm the baby and I'm the youngest and stuff. Bring away, bring me back my sunny day. I remember sunny days when you were by my side. You loved me then and rainbows filled the sky. But then you found another love and left me here alone. I lost my sunshine when you said goodbye. Come back home and chase the rain away. Bring me back my bright and sunny day. Bring back all the joy that left me when we had to part. Take away the sorrow from my heart. You know, darling, I still love you so. And I wish I'd never let you go. Say you'll come back sometime. Turn the rain to sunshine. Come back home and chase the rain away. Chase the
There's the well-rounded people of Chesterville right there.
Well-rounded, huh?
The mayor's court.
Right
Right
there.
there. Look at it, rounded. Finally moved the books outside because it finally quit raining and the sun shining. The genealogist of Chesterville.
Yeah, you missed
And that is that what? Did you taste everyone?
every one of them. All 18 of those puppies.
Court. Hey, who do I write that check for this? The winning cakes? Or here's the cake display. How many cakes did you have, Jane?
12.
12? They look good.
They all get a ribbon.
They all get a ribbon. Okay. Where's the winning one? The judge. Here are all the taster pieces. And here's the pies.
Well, it sure feels good to come in here and just pull up the seat. Frosty mug of a cold one helps to beat the heat. These old dog days of summer, Lord, I'll be glad when you're gone. Too often fish, too often gone, and it's too cold holding on. That baseball game on TV takes me back just like the Dodgers did. Yeah, we won a few and lost a few, but for me, still goes on. Two ox finished, two ox gone, and it's too cold at home. One or two may stay for three. If that good-looking thing in the corner keeps smiling back at me, it's so easy not to care about what's right or what's wrong. Two off this, two off the gone, and it's too cold at home.
Guitar nut, so I figured I'd put some in here and maybe make it sound a little better. The music didn't have that much beat to it, so
I can't hear you.
I'm gonna play one here called Digging Up Bone.
Digging up that.
Last night I dug your picture out from my old dresser drawer, set it on the table, and I talked to it till 4. Red snow, yeah, tonight I'm sitting alone, digging up bones. And I went through your jewelry, and I found their wedding ring. Put mine on my finger, and I gave yours a fling. Across this lonely bedroom of our recent broken home, yeah, tonight I'm sitting alone, digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. Too many things that's better left alone. I'm resurrecting memories of a love that's dead and gone. Yeah, tonight I'm sitting alone, digging up bones. And I went through your closet and I found some things in there, like that pretty negligee that I bought you to wear. I recall how good you looked each time you had it on. The other night I'm sitting alone, digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. I'm digging that's better left alone. I'm resurrecting memories of a love that's dead and gone. Yeah, tonight I'm sitting alone, digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. Too many things that's better left alone. I'm resurrecting memories of a love that's dead and gone. He used to play in a lead country and western band. He played lead for him. And now he's in a bluegrass band called Cedar Bluff. They played up here, I think, last year. And I thought it'd be pretty nice. I'm going to bring him up here and we're going to do that song that he first showed me how to play. And we'll go from there. Kind of a sad song, and hope you guys enjoy it. I was driving down a lonely road on a dark and stormy night, when a little girl by the roadside showed up in my line. I stopped and she got inside, and in a shaky tone, she said, "My name is Mary, please won't you take me home?" She must have been so frightened, all alone there in the night. There was something strange about her. Her face was deathly white. She said, "So seat all alone. I never will forget the night that I took Mary home. I pulled into the driveway where she told me to go. Got out to help her from the car and open the door. I just cannot believe my eyes. The back seat was bare. I looked all around the car, but Mary wasn't there. One of those guys, so it's easy to see. It happened to me. I've already forgotten every woman but you. Oh, and I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, well, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen.
There's Pat Norman going to bid for herself this year.
Excuse me. Sorry, I was trying to get around her here.
She's going to do her own bidding this year.
Hand, have it 47, hand one in for 47.50, 47.50. I'm 45, 47, hand, have it 47.50, 47.50. I'm 45, 47, 50, what do you get? 47.50? 47.50? Bob Hinkle, candidate for Marl County Auditor. And we 5 one more time, we get 65, 5 to get 65, 60 would get 65. Now 70, 75, 75, 75, would get 70, would get 75, 75, now 80, 75, would give 80, 80, 80, now 5, 85, would give 85, 85, don't quit now. 85, would give 85, I'm 80, would give 85, I'm 80, would give 85, I'm would give 85, 85, would give 85, I'm would give 85, 82 and a half. Okay, now 85, 7 and a half, you're out again, it's 7 and a half. I'm 85, would give 87 and a half, how would give 87 and a half, 87 and a half, would give 87 and a half, $90 out there, 2 and a half. Now 5, 95, we get 95, 97 and a half, how to get 97.50. 95, we get 97.50, 50, we get 97.50, so close, but don't quit yet. 97. I have 95 to get 97 and a half, how to get 97 and a half, how to get 97 and a half, how to get 97 and a half. He said make it 100 and it goes to Highland Marching Band. Highland Marching Band, he said make it 100. What do you think?
That was Marie Demon's apple pie.
Apple pie, third place apple pie, we'll give on that, and all right, let's say we give 54. 54 the sand and gravel, Chesterville sand and gravel, we thank you.
62.50 on Betty Kaiser's pie.
We get 40 now, 5. I have 40, would get 45, I have 40, would get 45, I think if I would get $45, I have 40, would get $45, 45,
Okay,
get 45,
first place.
now 50. 50.
Candidate for re-election.
Candidate for re-election.
She got first place cake.
All right, Kate.
Wow, they're not.
All right, Betty Kais. Oh, excuse me, Rita Kais, and it's a 7-Up cake. All right, on the 7-Up cake, well, what do you have here? Oh. Rich chocolate cake, third place on the cake here. All right, oh, let's see there. Don't that look delicious? All right, on the cake there, what's it again? All right, what's it again? $30 for it.
I guess I'm all messed up now, baby. Soon as I get into my ride, those memories start to play. A song comes on the radio, and there you are, baby, once again. Just another sad love song wrecking my brain like crazy. Do some more for them, be it fast or slow, it doesn't let go or shake me, and it's all because of you. Since you've been gone, I keep thinking about you, baby. It gets me all torn up. This heart of mine keeps dreaming of you, and it's crazy, babe. You think I'd had enough, yeah.
I've never known a love like this. It'll be quite this strong. I got somebody who can rock me all night long. I got a feeling it'll last a long, long time. No other love can make me feel so fine. I got a love like no other love. She's mine. Every time I fell in love before, it always ended with a slam door. But hands down, there's no contest. She's headed hard above the rest. No one can hurt me anymore. I got a love like no other love I know. I got a heart I can finally call my own. I've never had a feeling quite this strong. I got somebody who got me all night long. I got a feeling it'll last a long, long time. No other love can make me feel so fine. I got a love like no other love. She's mine.
Hurry up, Eileen, get up here.
Oh, baby, that's the one I like.
Everybody's waving. You got it. Hey! Look good, Tom. Oh, I got to get around.
There's a steady cloud of dust that leads back to a field filled filled with pickup trucks. Got old Hank cranking way up loud. Got coolers in the back, tailgate's down. There's a big fire burning, but don't be
here to back her up on that. Those who are not her family are her friends. So if you want to say something mean about her, you're a braver man than I am. Or a woman, as the case might be. Give us just a second here to chit-chat back and forth and make sure that our signals are not crossed, and then we'll get on with it, and we'll bring Debbie up.
Well, she's got an outfit on it, hasn't she?
You having a wonderful time at the festival?
Oh, it's Patty. He knows the difference.
This thing won't zoom out, Phil.
First number I'd like to perform for you is by one of my favorite artists, Susie Boggess.
There's Grandma Pat.
Way over there. This thing won't zoom out, kid. Still here.
Screamed and laughed when I got up to say that you rode away in the white Mustang to your castle in the sand. Through the years and the kids and the jobs and the dreams have lost their way. Do you ever stop and wonder? Do you ever just want to say, hey, Cinderella, what's the story all about? I got a funny feeling we missed a page or two somehow. Oh, Cinderella, maybe you could let us out, 'cause those shoes fit you now. Older but no more the wiser. Learned the art of compromise. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, sometimes we just break down. We're good now 'cause we have to be. Come to terms with our vanities. Sometimes we still curse gravity when no one is around. Yeah, our dog got a dust in the corner of the attic, and our bicycles rust in the rain. Still we walk in that fatal shadow. Sometimes we call her name. Hey, Cinderella, what's the story all about? I got a funny feeling we missed a page or two somehow. No, no. The law of the jungle, the law of the land. Good luck staying alive. I have this clenched fist underneath this hat in my hand, 'cause only the strong survive. Things are tough all over, but I've got good news. When you get down to nothing, you got nothing to lose. Anywhere rock bottom is good solid ground, and a dead end street is just a place to turn around. When the sky is the limit, up on easy and I'm afraid he'll always be.
He wants a drink of that pop.
Out again with just my children and my man. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. For I'm proud to be an American, well at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and I'm proud to stand and say, well, I'm proud to be an American, well, at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Right here where the library is. Around 1814, he was came to town. Yeah. To this area, and he was a professional teacher and a surveyor. So he was very interested in education. Right? This whole block belongs to the They moved there in 1905 and had this very original building with the Central Coast 14, and that's where it resides today. No one knows. They soon outgrew the cabin and they put trees was planted there and was just the pride of the whole community. What I found interesting about this was at one time Chesterville was the playground of Morrow County, and the county fair was held right on these grounds because part of here was a racetrack and training track for racehorses. So it was past so lightning went through the building and down and put a hole in the foundation. When it was still had the gravestones there, and you could see most of the graves were all people in their 20s. William Bartlett found everything, lived everything in this house. Bought this house in 1867. His grandfather was Bartholomew Bartlett, who is my 7th grade grandfather. So we have the from another location, and we all remember going in there to get ice cream cones when you can get two big dips for, and I used to think there must have been 14 or 15 things, but they tell me there were only maybe 8 places where you got the ice cream. It had the first milkshake. There was another doctor who was in there that used this in there also. It was later used as a national ice cream for garden. Jim Stoner's house here is a Victorian house. And Dr. Woodford lived and practiced in this house. And in later years, in the early 1900s, I believe there was a shoe repair shop there, Mr. Jackson. I think that this house was Dr. Woodford's house. Mary's house over here. The most interesting thing you find about Mary's house is there was supposed to have been somebody that the man lived there, buried all his money in the walls, and she found up to find money. Down in there where the Everett was, went over the mountain. And it was replaced with an iron bridge, and later the riverbed was moved and a new bridge put in the early 1940s. There were several mills down in that area. Grandpa's Peoples had one of his first sawmills down on one of those curves. There was a grist mill down there, and they brought the burr stones from Belleville to put them in there at corner here. And then the Fallen house down in the corner was owned by a well-to-do farmer in the 1870s. And it had two wings out. It was kind of a balloon-type house. And the Fallons are going to restore it and put the balloon back, or the wing back on. Those trained horses for the weight livery station. He had said that he had at least 50 horses, and the stable must have been their horses. The house here is called the ABC Edwards House. This house is on the National Register. It was thought of to registry. This house was the Methodist parsonage house, and they owned quite a bit of land back through there, and it was sold.
Oh, there's Bill and Alice. And he's doing the tour. I just got off. Had a little trouble with the camera. Missed some of it. Each tour from 1 to 4.
Hey, what are you doing?
Over again, Chip.
Well, this is my first book. Home at Last is the Hunter. So I've been writing professionally for about 13 years or so, doing magazine articles, but this is the first book. 3 to 1.
Okay.
This is my wife, Jan.
Hi. I like your glasses. Why don't you reach up and take them off?
Oh, all right.
There you go. Thank you.
It'll be something like a car.
He's singing the baritone part now with us. He's been with us for a little over a year. Let's make him welcome from Marengo. Well, actually, he lives down around Columbus now. I keep forgetting about that. Jim Deal.
Thank you.
From Mansfield, let's make him welcome Dave Woodard.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Like I say, this is my anniversary this year at Creek Grass. My first job was playing down here. That was a wonderful building to play in. The acoustics are terrific in there. I love playing down there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Where the water runs so cool, there no secrets ever fall from the lips of a fool. Jennifer was 17, the same age as I. She had lived next door to us since we were 5. She knew I loved her dearly, I told her many times, and I looked forward for the day when she would be all mine. One more year of school we thought, then wedding bells would ring, but the hand of fate is ways of changing everything. I walked upon the two of them down by the waterfall. Jennifer and Jimmy Jones, they saw me not at all. Down by ever fall from the lips of a fool. Jimmy Jones was married and had a family, and I just couldn't understand how they did this to me. They both were scared, but all they thought I'd do was tell his wife. Their faces turned to master fear before I took their life. People thought that Jennifer just up and ran away. Jimmy Jones had disappeared, it's a mystery today. Many years have passed and vividly I still recall. Only I alone know what's behind the waterfall. Down by the waterfall, where the water runs so cool, there are no secrets ever fall from the lips of a fool. For those of you who sit in the chairs, if you want to move them into the shade, feel more than welcome to do so. If you want to sit in the sun, well, that's fine too. Get where it's comfortable. Be comfortable up here. Kind of warm sitting here. Also, I'd like to say that we have over here on the corner a little postcard looking like thing sitting right in there. A schedule of our shows at Cardington this year. If any of you would want one or more, well, feel free to come up and get it. Or when we take a break, you can come up and get it, or be great and walk right up now. Also, if you don't think that thrilled him any.
Doing? Oh no, no! Hi, Ben.
Is it like a time capsule or what? Open that up 200 years from now and maybe scare the living crap out of you.
Take me in your life.
Show for 1994. I'll just take a fast buzz around here. This is a youth quilt. Phyllis belongs to Phyllis. This is brown quilt that they did for Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and it depicts different things that the family enjoys. These are two quilts on the table, belong to Patty Norman, and I won't go into detail on all these. Just take a picture down through. This 9-patch belongs to Jackie Fry, and the Tree of Life, and the various wall hangings. This Lone Star quilt up here almost trinkles for the collars. The way they're shaded in, that belongs to Edna Mass. This one here belongs to Luann Renwick. Glenna's that she made for Bill. A flower garden. Our Christmas display. the Snyder family quilt. Various wall hangings. This one here is a block of the month by Ruth Plover. It is very nicely done. Glenna's Tree of Life shines through the window there, real pretty. A yo-yo quilt. That bar jello she used for a class project. And here's a display of crazy quilts. Bill coming out of the road south of the library here, coming in on his final tour. He's one more tour and I get to go on it.
And a professional teacher and surveyor wanted to establish an educational center. So it's befitting that the library is sitting there. When he first came to town in 1815, he built a tavern on this spot. His real interest was schools. So adjacent to it, he built a 4-story building known as the Academy. And that was in 1830. And think of 4 stories. The bottom floor had a business. The second floor was for living and dining. Third floor classroom. Fourth floor was assembly. The unique thing about this was that it was all soundproof. So whatever would happen on one floor, you couldn't hear on the other. Well, it was supposed to be for a fancy school for young ladies. But I'm sure that there were some young men in there too, some way or another. Due to the insufficient enrollment, the building was remodeled and used as a dwelling and a hotel until 1887, when they were all destroyed by fire. Now you hear a lot about fires because this whole town seemed to be burned up at one time. We must have had a hot time here all the time. Yeah. The hotel was known as the Leonard House, and the most exciting thing about the Leonard House was President Grover Cleveland came to this town and along about 1885, and he signed the registry and the registries and in the library. In 1925, after the fires and all, in 1925, Daniel Sullivan provided monies for a library to be built on this very area where Enos Moss thought would be good to have a school. And 64 years later, the addition was built on, and the dedication was held for both buildings on the January 20th. The Shell station had been here and had been torn down before the second building was built. It's on display in the library. At the back end of the shop was a shoe repair shop at one time. And that is on the National Registry as the Wood Commercial Building. It's very unique here because we have 9 buildings in this town that are on the National Historic Registry. And I imagine that there are many more that could be if they were only researched and going down that road. Secondhand rose shop, the antique shop over here. Wasn't always there because that whole block was burned at one time. That building sat on South Street, and Burr Slater moved this up here to be his harness and buggy shop. And it became a Ford dealership. Bartlett and Goebel owned that store at one time, had a dry goods and millinery shop in there. You're going to hear a lot about William Bartlett. His picture shows him being a tall, skinny, ugly old guy, but he must have owned everything in this town. He was very much a businessman. There was a grocery store, and most recently, before the antique shop, was Squire's Tin Shop. And Hoy Squires and Son operated a business of roofing along with wools, and many a young man learned how to skin varmints in there for their furs, and they sold furs. That building is listed on the Bartlett Global Store. The grocery store and the Masonic building over here was destroyed twice. Once in 1912 and again in 1939. The first time, all the buildings on that block, including where the White 53, and held the first meetings here in the Leonard House. And they soon built the house, or bought the building over here that was a dry goods store, and met in the top of the building for the room. and their sister lodge, these been unchanged, except they added a bath to it in the pantry. Now, pantry's not too large, so they don't have bathtub mess.
Sears and Roebuck, mail order.
Janice Norman remembers that was some of her family. She remembers that. Or grabbed her and ran out the door, and she said, "Daddy, why are they burning so much garbage?" She thought, and it was all fire, but the pine boards they saved from boxes that the hardware came in to the hardware store. It's been said that to use for his burial. He didn't want any pine wood to go unattended and wasted it. One time we put for Dr. Jackson, Dr. Williams, and Dr. Hodges in this building, in this house, in the greenhouse. And he also had the first horseless carriage in town. This whole block belonged to the Presbyterians, the southwest corner of Miles Street. The church was dedicated in 1906. In 1967, the Presbyterians merged with the Methodists and the church building torn down. Later, the parsonage was torn down, was instrumental in securing the first schoolhouse in the township. He sold the land for the first schoolhouse to be built on for a pine feed one horse. The first school building was said to have been built in like 1820, but nobody knows where that was. The enrollment increased, and a two-story building was built, and they soon outgrew that. Now, if you would go up this street here, just before you turn to the first road, there's a house with two big pillars that sits in front with iron gates. There was a lady that lived there called Mrs. Huntington, and that was quite a mansion, and there's not much of the building left today. Well, there's a story behind that lady, but the first building built here was built in 1890, and it was a two-story building, but it was very inadequate. By 1920, they tore that building down, and this Mrs. Huntington gave $10,000 to build this first building that's here. So when you go up the walk, the first doors, and there's three sections of this building, and the first section goes to the corner of the second door, the south. And $10,000 in 1920 to build a building that size. The gym was where the library is today, the three round tall windows in the back. There was no stage, and so all the programs and musicals or whatever they had was held down in the town hall. Now the big brown house over here, the west wing of the brown house, was where they held their music classes. And my mother, who lives in that house, remembers going over there in the 7th and 8th grade for music classes, and that because they had no room for music classes. Well, in the mid-1930s, they built the center section, the tallest section, and it housed a gym with a balcony and a stage, and therefore the programs all reverted back to there. The top floor had 4 classrooms. The basement had rooms also. The in part, where the gym is now, had a gym on top, shop and home ec rooms below was built in about 1953. Now, one unique thing I found out about that, there were no cafeteria, no hot lunches. So, in the mid-30s, the home ec girls in the wintertime cooked the meals and sold the meals for 10 cents a piece.
Oh my God.
But only did it in the wintertime, so spring came, there was no more cafeteria. But the home ec girls did it all.
And what year was that?
In the mid-30s, 1930s. That started the things. In the 1880s, a grove of maple trees was planted here and was the pride of the community. Now, the town, Chester Township and Franklin Township were part of Knox County until about 1848 when Morrill County was formed. And Chesterville was said to have been quite a playground community. And on this grounds here was the county fair was held on these grounds. Just north of the schoolhouse was a racetrack, a half-mile racetrack where racehorses were trained. So I thought that was very interesting. That's very interesting. I wasn't sure what you reference to there. So. I could have said that. One lady was correcting me on the date I said about the new gym because she said, my boys played basketball in there. And I said, what did I say? And she told me, I said, you're right. At this point in the game, it's all close. Yeah, it's close. I always wondered why the Methodist cemetery was over there in the weeds so far away from the church. But after a little research, I found out why. Enos Miles bought that land and for the cemetery. He was a Methodist, and he bought that land. And at one time, that was one of the neatest cemeteries in the country. But since all the destruction and things, there's not much left there except Abram Conklin's handsome stone vault, which was built in 1875 for a cost of $1,000. Now, Abe Conklin was a very industrious man. He was a sheriff, he was a constable, he was a mailman, he was a businessman. Anything came along, old Abe seemed to do. Well, the First Methodist Church was right up there about where the gray garage is. Was where the First Methodist Church was, and it was called a Methodist seminary and poorhouse, and it was called a poorhouse because all the poor people went there to live free of charge. And when the new building was built in 1851, the old church was remodeled for a girls' finishing school, the French's school. And I kind of believe with the dates around that the diploma in the library had to come from that school up there. It just, the dates and all, it just kind of fits. The church building, one of the unique things about the church building is you click the bell with your finger and it just vibrates a beautiful sound. I've never been up there, but that's what they've said it does. It's on the National Historical Society. And I'll tell you some more things about that when we get around that front way. Now, Ward Peoples, my grandfather, had a sawmill on this lot, in a lumber yard. And he always powered it with a steam engine. And he was a steam engine man. Word go, he thrashed and all that business. But anyway, his sawmill burned in 1952. And he couldn't get a steam engine anymore. So he went to Raleigh, North Carolina and bought a gasoline-powered motor. And he said that it never had the power that his steam engine did. He lived up in the house on the hill in the Brown house at that time. There was always a path right up there because the roads weren't paved. Now the highways weren't paved until 1926, and then, what about the 1960s? They kind of paved the
alleys.
The streets.
Now known as streets.
Or avenues. Boulevards. In 1840s, a public school was located in this big brown house up here. There were 3 levels. There was the primary that was in the basement, the grammar was on the next floor, and the high school was in the top floor. And someplace around the 1860s, they decided that the basement wasn't very healthy for the children, so they disbanded that school. And who would buy the house but William Bartlett? He bought the house, and it moved on to his daughter, Maggie Moore. Well, Maggie Moore's husband, Moore, and Bartlett had a dry goods store together. Bartlett had it, was in with everybody. Well, the Bartletts put the electric in this house, and it was said that they had the finest outhouse in the community. The outhouse was down there underneath that tree beside where the brown garage is, and it was plastered. And the kids on the playground found that more convenient than going inside so they used it quite often. And it was a shame that that outhouse was torn down. It was torn down about in the 60s, I believe. Well, Grandpa Ward Peoples wanted this house so badly, and no one quite understood why, but I think that he knew why he wanted it. He bought the house for $750. It cost more than $750 to have the house painted this summer. So, the Moore house had installed the electric. Then, when Grandpa had the house, the first telephone of the village was installed in this house. And this property was passed on down to Ward's daughter, Billy Smith. And she's the one who remembers having music classes in the West Room. This is on the National Historic Homes as the old Union store. Now, what I figured out just the other night, in the middle of the night, was William Bartlett bought this house in 1967, that's one, passed it on to Maggie Moore, 1867, passed it on to Maggie Moore, and it went on to Ward Peoples in 1932, and Billy Smith in 1972. Four owners in 127 years. They all have the same grandfather. Bartholomew Bartlett was William's grandfather, Maggie's great-grandfather, Ward Peoples' 5 greats, Billy's 6 greats, and my 7 great-grandfathers. So isn't that exciting? So maybe we can keep it in the family for another 50 years at least. Oh my God. The woodworking on the outside of the windows is exactly like it is on the inside. And as near as we can tell, nothing has been really replaced. What William Bartlett paid for that house, if Grandpa only paid $750 for it. Can you buy the front door for that now? No, the front door. Mom would love to get one of those old screen doors and put on there. And she priced one, and it cost $900. One of those old, it's a storm door, but it looks like one of the original wood screen. This is this little building right here. And this little building had double doors where a full-type fire engine was kept. Now you'd think with all the fires that were in this town, they wouldn't have to practice their fighting skills, but they'd bring the old pumper out, and they'd practice, and they'd have a crowd, and they'd spray the people with it. Later on, a motorized vehicle engine was bought, and after it reached its lifetime, it was left in the Owl Creek to decay, when a local resident retrieved it and added it to his collection. The lower rooms had been used for constables. Abram Conklin was one of them. Reuben Gleason, which was Carol Gleason's grandfather, long line, was one of the constables. It has held council meetings, mayor court, and if you go up the side stairs, that was always left unlocked so that passerbys could find a place for a shelter. So around Stanville, that was known as the Boogie Bang House. The town hall. The town hall was built with the help of the Oddfellows in 1867, and it's on the National Registry. And it has a winding stair that goes to this upper quarters. And the Oddfellows and the River Lodge and Umbrella is there. Downstairs was held for school. The school things, Farmers Institute was held there, a week-long harvest program in the wintertime during the 30s. Various programs been held. I got to come see her. When the Oddfellows disbanded in the 1940s, and then Rebecca Lodge in 1968 sold their share for $1 to the township hall. The library uses this for their township summer reading program, and there's going to be a wonderful Christmas program in there. You'll have to watch for the dates. It's going to be just wonderful. Across the street is Mr. Wood's house, who owned the whole block at one time. It's on the National Registry also. Mr. Wood disappeared in the middle of the night and no one ever found him. So guess who bought that whole block? Mr. Bartlett. He bought the whole thing. At one time, the mail was kept in the bar room of the hotel, and the residents didn't think that was an appropriate place. So it's moved about from building to building to building, and it's finally landed here. Abe Conklin was one of the chief mail carriers from Fredericktown to Mount Vernon. Before that, the mail came through town once a week on horseback and horseback from Marion to Mount Vernon. Now, Mr. Burt presented a cherry pigeonhole desk to the library in 1933, so he might have been a postmaster too. It's in the library. The post office is in this house at the present time. Before that was Demons Market. I didn't say the right word, Michael, go. There was a Martha Noble house of the Presbyterian Church. Plus he had a dry goods store with Bartlett and Noble. Bartlett and Noble.
He must be like,
Now, if you look in front of the church, you see the bell that used to be hang at the Presbyterian Church. That church was, when it was built, the first brick was laid at the northeast corner, the last brick at the peak of the church. And if you look back at the very, very back at the foundation, there's a little hole there. And once today, when the sun was shining right, I could see the hole. That church was struck with lightning in the belfry. Mr. Ocker, the hardware man, lived in a house here on the corner, grabbed a bucket of water, went out, doused out the fire. The lightning went across, came down, and made the little hole in the foundation. Hit the bell? It hit the bell, went across the building, down. And right here you'll see where some of the finest unfound basketball players in the world do their training, but none of their agents have come here. Dr. Gonzalez had his home here, and he was one of the best-known theologians of the day in the early 1920s.
Speaking of pigs, yes, your show seems to have featured pigs this year. Does that mean that you are a dweller in slime?
No, that means I intend to bring home the bacon.
Remember it. Well, my good fellow, because you have talked about pigs this year so much, I have become inspired to become a pig farmer.
Sweet!
No, miserable. That's my wife, not Suey.
I thought she wasn't miserable anymore.
Oh, she's not, but she's not Suey either. Talk to me about it later. Well, yes, that's what I wanted to speak to you about. If I pour that elixir in the feed that I feed my pigs, can I be assured that great, wonderful things will happen to them? Will it curl their tails?
Yes.
Will it point their ears? Will it produce piglets?
Yeah, I would say it would, yes.
You hesitated. Will it or will it not produce piglets?
It can do
anything. All right then. I shall embark upon a ponderous career of pigging pigs. Pork prospering. Oh, yes, try to say that fast 3 times. Pork prospering of coinage. And thereupon, I shall keep you, my good fellow, in good stock. Do you understand any of that?
No.
Not so. Well, I'm off now.
You were off before.
Well, yours now, and you're finally catching on. Sorry. All right. We shall be do anything about that piano player over there. She staggered in and fell down on the floor. Well, it is and it isn't. I tell you, she looks to me like she ought to be a bouncer at a bar. Sorry. Well, you bounced across the floor. I don't know about the bar.
every day, all she did was knock the dust off her diary. That's all she did, knocking the dust off her diary so she could write her life story. But folks, how long can it take to write 3 words? Well, with my medicine, well, her life is exciting. It's thrills, it's fun. Miss Lily Laboon, as you wish. This potion. To be grateful, we do have one more number, and you do have one more opportunity during the song by this elixir. No. Sorry I had to be so rough. There will be no more. In time, you will grow old without this.
They're going to do the drawing. Dallas Miller is going to help. Come on, Dallas.
I would like to say too, before we get started on the drawing, we have 23 prizes to give away. But first of all, I want to, everybody probably knows that Jerry is our mayor of the village, and we wouldn't know what to do without Jerry. So let's give Jerry a big hand for everything. We'd like to thank everybody for buying tickets. I think we made out pretty good on it. The first drawing will be for the $100. And her name is Dolores Shutt. She lives right here in the village. Dolores here? The second prize will be the $20 for groceries from the Chesterville grocery store.
Have you brought your husband by chance? I've been wanting to meet him. You said he needed help.
Banks of the Ohio, on banks of the Ohio, there's lots of quiet cabins like them built. On the banks of the
Year. His mental and physical abilities are hard to believe. 10 years ago, he was a debaucherous decadent and in the sewer of humanity. But after a few doses of my medicine, he has higher goals and objectives. He wishes to be an important part of society. He wishes to be known for his mental as well as his physical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Cruncho. Cruncho, you're back again. Good to see you. What is this? Your stuff? Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty heavy. What do you? Have any medicine? Are you sure? Yeah. Well, what do you plan to do? What's the?
Pat Nauman's. What is it called? Mariner Star. And it got how many votes?
33.
33 votes. And it was the most. That people liked it the best.
This is, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is our 1994 Heritage Days quilt display. This year we decided to have viewer's choice. We had 109 people vote on the 3 quilts that they liked best. And we'll show you the winners here just a little bit.
That pretty well covers the whole display. We had how many? 86?
86 entries.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me? This is Pat Nauman's quilt that she's bought this year. The name of it is Mariner's Star. It's 96 by 105, and it received 33 votes.
And it was received the most votes of all of
Right,
them.
it's the first place. This is Ruth Ploger's Block of the Month quilt. It received 32 votes, which was one less than Pat's quilt there. And it's beautifully done. I'll show you the back of it. She put a print on the back. Beautiful. Made by Glenna Potts, myself. Got 22 votes.
And we placed that in front of the window so it really lit up. It just looked like
stained glass premiere. This quilt also received 22 votes. It was made by Edna Mass, and it's a Lone Star. That's what we called it. Pattern, or 8-pointed star, whichever. Focus in on that one.
Okay.
Edna's, are you ready? Edna Mass's Lone Star wall hanging received 18 votes. And then Snyder quilt received 16 votes. Sisters and nieces, the Snyder's girls, all made blocks and their nieces, and we put it together, and then we all got together and quilted it, and we just passed around through the family. And we did this in 1985, and so far it's been to Florida, to Virginia, where else, folks? Around and through Ohio, several
North
places.
Carolina, Tammy had it.
Yeah, North Carolina. And we're going to display it in the library again. It was hung one other time, but Phyllis is going to put it back up in the library for a while. So it just belongs to the whole family, which, how many members are there in our family? 100 and some by now?
Yeah, almost 150. And as it says, families are forever.
Right, we're going to quilt.
And that block there is Grandma Snyder.
Who was quite a quilter. That's why.
No, I'm okay now. That's okay. This is all the...
Okay, now Phyllis, you can tell the blocks if...
Okay, starting up in the upper left-hand corner is Jenkins' block. The next block is Cindy Hostetler's. The next block is Tammy Benell's. Oh, isn't it?
Tammy's.
And that one with the dogs is Laura Ebersole Burge. The white one that is the candle wicking is Gretchen and Doug Hawk. The old brick house where we used to live with the little outhouse and Buster the dog was done by Phyllis Hawk. And the Precious Moments one was done by
Greg and Beth Young.
Young, Mary Lou's son. The Holstein cow was done by Kim Mass. Grandma and Grandpa, Grandma Snyder was done by Glenna Potts. Phyllis did the Vicky, Cindy, Tammy, Doug one with the, in the middle is the Heritage Day heirloom symbol that they use, and it was printing that they did when there were woolen and cotton mills here in this town. The star is Carl Malu Young. Coming down the next row is Teresa Eversole Wagner did the fan. Peggy Jenkins did The Families Are Forever. Barb Jensen, who was Al Snyder's daughter, did the block there with Jensen on top. The rainbow is from Vicki Rowland Hawk. The bird is from the Retta Eversole did the dove with the star. The patchwork quilt there is Benita Nauman, and that one beside Glenna there is Allison and Jean, the one we did for the boys. The little chicken on her nest there is Loretta did for Scott Eversole. The little house is
Debbie
Snyder Bogardus. Violet did the chicken scratch block there. Over here on the corner is Pat Nauman did the flower basket. The next block we put in for Al Snyder and for Paul Nauman. And orange with green is Melanie Nauman, Tracy Nauman. And the last one with the trees is the Pottses, for which Jim and Linda did. So that covers the family quilt. And this block over here said Ethel Merlin Snyder, another one of the brothers that lived in Florida at the time and didn't get a block in.
To Pat Norman also, and it got 15 votes.
Okay.
This is Glenna Potts's Lone Star, and it got 13 votes.
This Lone Star got 11 votes.
Right.
Made by Glenna Potts.
Made 11 votes, this one.
This one got 11 votes. Trip Around the World in purples. This quilt was made and designed by Linda Brown, and for Lester, Linda Potts now, for Lester Brown, Mr. and Mrs. Lester Brown. The 4 children are in each corner of the barn there. She made it in 1984. And each one of the blocks is depicting something that they enjoy. And it got how many votes? 10.
Yeah.
10 votes. The Lord God made them all. By James Herriot wrote a book on that, and Lester and Geneva both liked that author, so that was why they came up with the title. Quilt got 9 votes. A lot of comments on it because people remember doing that when they were young, and they made their little yo-yos and made their little circles and put them together. Style. The Flower Garden, the Colonial Lady quilt here belongs to Violet Algard, and she put these blocks together in 1940s, and in the 1980s all her sisters got together and Glenna put the pieces into a quilt, and all of us helped quilt it and gave it to them for their 50th wedding anniversary, and she was surprised. Crescent got 7 votes. It belongs to Glenna Potts, and she made it for her husband Bill. The Spherical Delight, which is a log cabin pattern put together in a different design, quilted in a different design, got 6 votes.
6 votes.
And this flower garden is put together in a 6-pointed star, which is a little bit different than a lot of them are. Most of them are put together like this one over here.